Getting set up to play Act 3, Agents of Vengeance in my Rampart solo campaign. Gonna quick go over some things because it's been about 2 weeks since I played. Hopefully, this time the video goes smoothly. I got my starting resources set up, which is 14 gold, 8 building materials, 3 valuables, and an additional 5 gold production. And as my starting bonus, I chose 2 valuables as my bonus resources. And I'm going to be playing Gem. I have my deck built from last time with the cards I carried over. Let's hope I can win this time. Alright, I think I'm set up and ready to go. I have 12 rounds to complete this campaign. There's enemy heroes and a certain tile that I have to discover. My army starts off with a few elves, a few dwarves, and a few centaurs. Let's begin. Dayan Lords must be stopped. Several days ago, the Avlee Council of Elders commanded Gem and Gaelu to avenge the deaths of Lord Falarel, Lord Fayette, the Dragon Lords, and all other victims of the Necromancer's raids. And although the two have had some dealings with the enemy, nothing prepared them for the horrors they encountered at the Dayan border. Pits. Haphazardly dug pits filled with piles upon piles of bodies. No, not bodies. Leftover flesh. Heaps of rotting flesh that became useless once the skeleton was ripped out of it. "This is horrific," stuttered Gaelu, desperately trying to quell the nausea welling up in its throat. Gem only stared, her eyes cold, unseeing. After some time, she crouched and hid her face. "The doll got to me," she blurted. "It looked just like the one my sister had right before she died. I remember thinking she was the luckiest girl in the world to have a doll like that. Then the horde of skeletons killed everyone in my village." Her voice trailed off. "You shouldn't look at this. It's not something for—" "I was the only survivor." She raised her head and looked directly into Gaelu's eyes. "I'm glad the Council of Elders chose me as one of the pair to punish Daya." There was no faltering in that look, only fierce determination. Gaelu turned away and gazed into the horizon. From the hilltop, they clearly saw the valleys of this strange, dying land stretching ahead. It looked as if autumn came early, painting the leaves and bushes with browns and reds. Greenless grass gave way to dark dirt, and all the trees in sight were visibly struggling to survive, if not dead and dry already. After learning that Sandro was behind the plot to kill Lord Falarel, I did some more investigating and discovered the Dragon Lords I destroyed were not bandits. They were real Avlee border lords. I felt I had to explain personally to the Avlee Council of Elders and accept their judgment for my mistake. The council was skeptical, but after consulting with the Oracle, they said I could best make amends by participating in a punitive campaign against Daya. Seeing Gem getting up and walking to him, Gaelu paused. "I feel honor-bound to accept their judgment, and I have taken a leave of absence from the Forest Guard," he concluded. Deathly silence sunk in as they weighed their choices. "The Dayan Lords must be destroyed before all of Avlee is harvested for their undead armies," decided Gaelu. "All of them," followed Gem. Alright, round 1 being a resource round, but no resources gained on the first round. Hand limit of 4. Dimension door, not bad. I don't think I need Earthquake. Knowledge. You know, I'm actually... that'd just be +1 spell power. I'm going to use this as an instant to draw 2 cards. Not what I wanted. Well, I guess as my first action of my turn, I'm going to do one of my favorite things to do, especially since this is a little bit of a shorter one. Spend my 10 coin, buy my secondary hero. Again, they can't occupy the same space, but I will move them before the end of this round. Get my movement points for my secondary hero. We'll start with the secondary hero, actually, and I'm going to go to the sawmill here. That is my primary. I'm going to go to the sawmill here. We are on normal difficulty. Level 1 encounter is a bronze tier unit. So we are just going to get set up like this right away. Bronze tier unit. Knolls. Noel Chomsky. Alright. Let's get to some action here. 4, 6, and 6. Okay, elves are going to take a shot. That's 0. They have a 2, defensive 1. Does 1 damage to them. Didn't have my wound markers prepped. Anyway, activation from the elves. We'll do centaurs with their attack of 2. -1. 1 against defensive 1. That's still enough to kill it. Gnolls go down. I don't get any experience for this because this was my secondary hero. However, I do flag this mine, which increases my building production, and then I immediately get a production from that. And we will do movement number 2 to go up here. Do movement to go here. That's going to be a level 1 encounter as well. Do the same setup. Then bronze iron golems. Okay, this is going to be a little bit different. 3. I'll still get to go first with all my guys. Alright, elves attacking. Dropping that straight to the floor. -1. 1 against defensive 1 is nothing. That's an activation. Centaurs. We are going to attack. So 2. Does 1 damage to them. Activation on the centaurs. Iron golems retaliate. I will use this as an instant to give them 1 extra defense. So 2 against defense of 1. Does 1 damage to my centaurs. Now my dwarves are going to go. And they are going to attack at +1. So 3 against defensive 1 is 2 more damage. Iron golems are going to attack. They will attack the dwarves at +1. So 3 does 2 damage to the dwarves. And then dwarves will retaliate. At 2 against defensive 1 is 1. 4 health. They're dead. Alright, and that was 1 experience because it was the same level as my hero. And I get a treasure die. Artifact. So my choices are Arms of Legion. Searching a ruin, you are amazed to find a piece of Statue of Legion. You carefully dust it off before placing it in your pack. Or Torso of Legion. Searching a ruin, you are amazed to find a piece of the Statue of Legion. You carefully dust it off before placing it into your pack. Okay, let's see what these do here. I am going to choose the Arms of Legion. I also just realized that this whole side is blocked off, so I will play Dimension Door at 0 power, move up to that many fields, and ignore any obstacles and fields. So I will teleport to right here with Dimension Door. This is visited. And I will use Knowledge immediately. Play this card after casting a spell. Instead of discarding the spell card, take it back into your hand. I will use a movement point to discover this tile here, which I will do that. And then I will use a movement tile to go here, gaining an experience, which also boosts me up to level 2. Searching the ability deck, my options for leveling up to level 2 are Logistics. At the end of your turn, move your hero's model to an adjacent empty field, or your hero gains +1 movement. Or Luck. You can reroll the treasure die and a resource die once during this turn. You can reroll any die once during this turn. Logistics, thanks. Since I am now level 2, I can do 1 expert level per round. I'm going to use this as an expert level to give my main hero +1 movement. So we'll just flip one of those back over. And then I will use that movement immediately to go here. And that will give me a positive morale token and a movement point if I survive this battle of 2 bronze tier units, troglodytes, and gremlins. Okay. So first off, we're going to start right away. Elves are going to attack the gremlins. -1. I knew it. They still have 1 hit point left. That's an activation from the elves. 6 centaurs are going to 1, 2. Yeah, they will also attack. Nope, they will attack the troglodytes at -1 as well. So 1 against defensive 1 is nothing. Troglodytes respond with a -1 back, so 1 damage to them. Activation, retaliation is done from them. Gremlins are going to activate at that and attack the centaurs. Or, no, troglodytes will attack the centaurs at -1 again, which would do 2 damage. Retaliation, +1. That's 2 damage back to the troglodytes. That's retaliation and an activation. Gremlins are going to go. They're going to attack the dwarves. That's 0. 2 against defensive 1. That's 1. Dwarves retaliate. 2 against defensive 0. 0. Done. So now they retaliated. It is up to the dwarves. I must kill these troglodytes or I fail this battle. 2 against defensive 1 is 1 damage, which is just enough to kill them. If I rolled a -1, I would have failed. Now I will take the positive morale token and the movement point, which I will use the movement point. Might as well just discover this tile, which I will turn like that. That is the round. Alright, round 2 is an astrologer's round, so astrologers proclaim Week of the Merry Leprechaun. At the beginning of the next resource round, all players gain 1 valuable. Okay. I think I will get rid of Earthquake. And well, I already used that, I believe. I did not use that. We will discard knowledge, though. Alright. Power. And air magic. Oh, I will leave this out in front of me. Ongoing. For +1 power for schools from, or for magic from the School of Air Magic. Okay. When casting from the School of Air, you can discard this card, then gain +3 power. Ooh. Do I want to play that, or do I want to keep that in my hand? We'll see. We'll see how the turn goes. Okay. I had forgot to start recording when I moved these guys, so I went here and I got 2 building material and moved back. So that secondary hero is done. Main hero. Let me take a look at my buildings here. Alright, I don't think I'm going to build anything this turn, and I looked at the rules for this scenario, and it says whenever I enter an obelisk field, I trigger a story event. However, in the campaign book, there are no story events listed for when the obelisk happens. And when I went online last time, they said if you can't find a description, nothing happens. So I may be doing this incorrectly, but I'm just going to treat it as an empty space because I cannot find the story event that takes place. Okay, I looked online and I went to Board Game Geek and put a question on the forums. I can't find what it does, so I'm just going to go as if nothing happens. I'm going to use my expert level effect this round for air magic, And I will cast this at 3 and use this as an instant to put this at 4 power so I can Dimension Door 3 spaces away. So I will Dimension Door down to this sawmill, visiting it and getting myself 3 gold. I will then spend a movement point to discover this tile, which I will do like that. Spend a movement point to go to this obelisk, which not sure what it does. Spend a movement point to go to this tree of knowledge, which I will spend 3 valuables to get 2 experience points, leveling me up to level 3. Alright. That is going to be that round. Well, actually, before I go, reduce the recruitment cost of a unit by 5 to a minimum of 0 or 2 instantaneous building materials. I will do the 2 building materials right away. There, empty hand for round 3. Alright, and now we are entering round 3. Wraiths on the horizon. A report from your scouts has just arrived. It seems that they encountered some Arathian irregulars today. They were part of a militia unit from the town of Clovergreen. They knew Jem. They also passed on interesting news. 2 barbarians, Craghack and Yogg, are invading Dea from Arathia. While thinking about what it could mean, you spot a messenger running through the troops. Having reached you, she collapses in exhaustion. Clearly delusional and burning with fever, she speaks gibberish, but you manage to make sense of at least some of it. One of her most persistent visions is that of dozens of pale wraiths tearing up settlements in their path. It is true that a whole swarm of those necromantic abominations had been spotted south from here. Still, in her current state, the messenger would need at least a couple of days to get any better. Should you leave her behind or wait for her recovery? In the end, it's just one person, right? Alright, then it says I have a story choice of if you are victorious, I have to make a choice. So I will save that for when I fight the enemy hero, Karna or Charna. Also, I forgot, when I reached level 3, I had to search the ability deck. Both were mysticism, so this is actually in my hand at the start of this round. So it's knowledge, pretty much. An extra knowledge card. Stupid! I will discard it. To draw my hand up to the proper amount. First, let's get some resources. I need 15 gold, 2 building materials, no valuables. Alright, my hand limit is 5. Orb of vulnerability, first aid, that, and I need to shuffle. Knowledge and defense. Ugh, I think when I built my deck for this one, I should have taken more offensive things, because too much defensive and movement-based cards. I am going to be struggling in these battles. Got my resources. I am not going to waste any time here. 10, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I am going to waste time because I don't have the valuables for it. Phooey. Well, we won't build just yet then. Okay, this was visited. I can't do a level 5 encounter. All encounters on the Necropolis field are 1 level higher for this campaign. So, I will spend a movement point and go here to the trading post. And, let's see, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then, 10. And this is what I have to trade and play with here. Valuables. Want to purchase crystals. 3 building materials for 1. Shouldn't have buried my crystals on that tree. Might have had more. That puts me up to 3. Then 6 gold for one of those. I'll trade my other 3 building materials for another valuable. Okay, so there's... Now I will build with all of this. The gold tier structure, which allows me to recruit gold tier units, which I don't think I will have any yet that I could afford. Maybe the unicorns. 11 gold. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. How much are the gold dragons? They are out of my league currently. That would be a whole nother resource round. So we will go 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. One building material and one gold. But now I have a few unicorns. Yay. I will spend a movement point to get this settlement, I hope. Okay, level 3 encounter, 2 bronze and a silver. Let's do gold, elves, dwarves, and centaurs. Okay, silver first. No. Man. Gorgons, and then zombies and elves. Oh, great. This battle is going to be terrible for me. Okay. I will use this as an instant to get a first aid tent. And I will use it right away once during each combat round. Remove 1 damage from your selected units. Methinks I'm going to be using my extra movement point to keep this battle going. 7, 3, 6, 6, 5, 3, 6. Okay. Unicorns first. Let's get these Gorgons, hopefully. And reduce any damage from magic dealt to this unit. None. 5 against defensive 2 is going to be 3 damage to the Gorgons. That's an activation. Gorgons retaliate, which I will give as an expert. I can do 1 expert ability. I'll give them +2 defense right now. Gorgons do 5 against 3 defense. It's going to be 2 damage to the unicorns. That's a retaliation. So we will do elves on elves. No. Yes. Actually, elves on zombies. +1. But if the attacker is a 0 +1, add a defense. So 3 against defensive 1, it's going to be 2 damage to the zombies. Activation for the elves. 6 and 6. These elves are going to shoot my elves. At -1. 1 against defensive 1. Nothing. That's an activation. 6. We will go 1, 2. Centaurs are going to attack zombies. At -1. 1 against defensive 0. Great. Man, I hate the centaurs. They're terrible. That's an activation from you guys, and you get retaliated against at 2 against defensive 0. 2 damage back. 3, I forgot the Gorgons, which would have attacked the unicorns. No, wait, that was 6. My centaurs just went, so it is the Gorgons' turn. Gorgonzola. Gorgons attacking at -1. 3 against defensive 1 is going to be 2 more damage to the unicorns, which are going to retaliate after the attack. Roll 2 attack dice. On a -1 result, reduce the attacking unit's health to 0. What? That is instantly going to kill my unicorns. Oh, on 2 -1 results. I was like, what? That's pathetic. Gorgons might as well be platinum tier, but okay, I only got 1, so nothing. Now my unicorns will retaliate. I was about to be really mad. Let's see. 0, 5 against defensive 2 is 3 more damage. They are dead, thankfully. Ugh. And that's a retaliation from my unicorns. dwarves. +1, so 1 defense to them. 2, that's 1. That's going to be 4. They're dead. Alright, I will spend my last movement point to keep this battle going, which is right here like this. And we will move the unicorns up and attack. 5 against defensive 1 is 4. They're dead. Okay. That was level 3, so I get an experience point. Okay, so I am going to choose this settlement to increase my valuables income by 1. And since I am the first to flag it, I get that income right away. And have not leveled up. Let's do this guy. We'll go here. Then we'll go here. And that is the round for me. Now it is the enemy hero's turn. Since I do not share a tile with him, he will be heading toward my town. 1, 2, 3, and stop there. Okay, flipping my movement points. It is round 4. It's an astrologer's round. Astrologers proclaim Week of the Unexpected Reinforcements. Alright. Each player can immediately search the neutral units deck for a recruit one chosen unit associated with their faction for free. Each player still needs to have the corresponding dwelling in their town. Well, there are no neutral gold dragons, so like last time that this happened, I did shuffle these. I'm taking the unicorns. Okay, and I will be discarding defense and knowledge. No, my spells are going to be like Earthquake and Dimension Door, so not exactly great. I'll just keep what I have. 3, 4, and 5. I will use this right away to draw 2 cards as that. Alright, now, I need for the Mage Guild, I don't have enough. I'm going to have to fight this guy with what I have. Movement point to go here. Movement point to go here. And movement point to engage in battle. I don't have to spend movement points for this one since it is not a neutral... not a neutral fight. Okay, here goes. I have really no offensive capabilities here. So, we'll use the morale token. No, we won't. It's pointless. I'm going to draw more cards that won't do anything for me. I have to rely on my beasts and creatures. This is not great. So 7, 7, 3, 6, 6, 7, 6, 4, 7. A lot of 7s. I wanted to go... Alright, we'll move this unicorn here. Going to attack the wraiths. 0, so 5 against defensive 0. It's going to be just enough to drop them to the few side. Right? Yeah, 5, 0. Okay. And that's going to be an activation from them. They're going to retaliate. 0, 3 against defensive 1. It's going to be 2 damage. Okay, that's retaliation. We'll go here and attack the vampires. At +1, 6 against a defensive 1. That's going to be 5 damage. So, yeah, they're dead. Fantastic, even better. Cool. And yeah, they had 6. Okay, now the Liches are going to go, and they try to target same tier ranged units first, then lower tier units, then units of a higher tier. Because these are bronze, they're attacking lower tier units. I'm going to say they're attacking the centaurs. However, not forgetting the AI this time. Normal attack +1. So they have a base of 5. These centaurs are fried, man. 5 against defense of 0. Dead centaurs, and I believe choose a unit adjacent to the target and attack it for the purpose of this attack here. Attack is 2. So this would have been resolved. Dwarves 2 against defense of 1. Receive 1 damage. That is an activation on the Lich. 6. We will attack the Wraiths. And I'm attacking back to front row, so no penalty. +1, 3 against defense of 0. That's enough to kill the Wraiths. Great. It's activation from the Elves. Zombies are going to activate. And they get a defense +1. Okay. So attacking the Dwarves at -1. 1 against a defense of 1 is nothing. That's an activation on them. Dwarves are going to retaliate at -1 against defense of technically 2 right now. Nothing. So retaliated. Dwarves might die here, but let's try and attack the zombies at 0. That's worthless to attack them because a 0 bumps them up and their base attack is 2, so zombies will retaliate at -1. So both attacks negated. Now, this is an enemy hero, not neutral, so I don't need to spend a movement point to continue. Let's continue the fight anyway. I don't have any cards I want to use, so we will do this. Unicorn first is going to go up and attack the Liches. 5 -1 is 4 damage to the Lich. They are going to retaliate, which as an instant I'm going to use this to boost the defense and get +1 to my defense. -1. So 3 against defense of 2, 1 more damage to the unicorns. Okay, that is retaliation from them. It's an activation from them. These unicorns also going to attack the Liches at 0. So 5, 4 damage incoming. 3 would carry over, but they have a defense of 1, so only 2 carries over. Thank you for having that pointed out to me in my last video, that my carryover damage also should be stopped by defense. They already they retaliated. And they are also paralyzed now from those unicorns. Elves are going to attack. Man, I can't hurt the zombies with my bronze tier guys. If the attacker resolves a 0 or a +1 attack die, gain 1 defense. I can't kill the zombies with either of these because at a -1, yeah. Let's zombies pass, I guess, on the elves. No, the elves will shoot the Liches. They're still prime for killing. At -1. 1 and defensive 1. That was a huge waste of time. 6, 6. These will remove the paralysis token. Zombies are going to activate and attack the dwarves at 0. That's going to be 1 damage to them. And that's an activation. Dwarves are going to activate but pass because that's pointless. New round. Okay. we will do this unicorn is going to attack the zombies. 5 against 2 because I rolled a 0, so 3 damage. That is enough to drop them to the few side. Activation. Zombies retaliate. -1. 1 against defensive 1. Nothing. How does it feel? And I remembered the AI cards. No, that was mostly retaliation last time, I believe. Nope, because the zombies attacked the dwarves. +1 attack, the dwarves are dead. Dwarves would have been dead. I don't know why I cannot remember those AI cards. I was given the advice in the comments last time to put them under the card of the unit that is going to activate. And I didn't, clearly. I don't believe the liches would have got one because they were paralyzed, and it says instead of activating, they remove this token instead, so they don't get the AI card from activation. Anyway, that's a retaliation from them. These unicorns are going to attack the liches. That's going to be 5, so 4. Yeah, dead. Activation. These unicorns are nasty. And we will do elves on zombies. -1, 1 against defensive 1. That's waste of time. Zombies are going to activate. They get +1 defense. They're going to attack the unicorns. 2 against defensive 1, 1 damage. These are going to retaliate. At +1, 6, 5, 4 damage. Carried over. They're dead. Alright, getting better about the AI cards. I remembered them for most of the battle, but not all of it. Alright, now, according to this, I get 2 valuables for defeating that guy in battle. However, after that, I ended here, and I must resolve the fight. So that is going to be a gold tier, 2 silver tier, and a bronze tier. Oh boy. Okay, so we have manticores, pegasi, peasants, and sharpshooters. I have no movement points, and this is a neutral battle. I have not used my expert level skill yet, so I'll give myself a movement point, which gives me another round at least to see how this is going before I choose to retreat, which I might have to do here, depending on how bad this goes. 7, 7, 6, 3, 8, 8, 9. Oh boy. Sharpshooters are going to attempt to shoot lower tier units. So 4, that's 3. There goes my elves. That's an activation on them. 8, the manticore will move here. 3 against defensive 1 is going to be 2. On a 0 or a +1, out comes the enemy's attack die. They gain +1. Okay. So that's 2 +1. They gain a defense, so 6, 5, 4. 4 damage. And that is going to be retaliation. Pegasi are going to move here and attack my unicorns. 3 against defensive 1 is going to be 2. Whenever an enemy casts a spell. I don't have any. Reduce the damage from magic. Not happening. Retaliate. 5 against defensive 0. Who kills them? That's good. Okay. Not bad. That's a retaliation. We will actually go 1, 2, 3 and fight the sharpshooters here. 4 against defensive 0 is going to be 4 damage. And they will retaliate. 0, so 3, 2 damage. Awful. And 1, 2, 3. I will attack the Manticore with these unicorns. So 5 and on a 0 or +1, they gain +1 defense. So 5, 4, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's enough to kill them. They would have been paralyzed anyway. Okay, Manticores are dead. That's an activation. Peasants, they can't do anything. Well, -1, 0. Okay. That's the activation from the peasants. I will spend my movement point to keep this going. Once during each combat round, remove 1 damage from a selected unit. So before that round ends, I'm going to remove a damage from the unicorn. Now it's a new combat round. I will remove another damage from them, from my medical tent. Because it just says once during each combat round. It doesn't say when I activate or anything. But, take all the tokens off. Sharpshooters at -1, 2. That's going to be 1 damage, which wouldn't have killed them anyway. So even if I have to wait till my activation, -1 back. So 4, 3, 8. They're dead. That would be killing them. And these unicorns, well, that was a retaliation. We'll do these unicorns on the peasants. 5 against 0. Dead. Okay, I didn't think about that before I charged into the enemy hero, and that could have cost me quite heavily. Well, kind of did. All my bronze tier guys are dead, but double unicorn, not bad. And that is going to be valuables income increased by 1. Production happens right away. I switched this to a 3 earlier, and I flag that, and I level up, and I believe that was level 5, so that is 2 experience. Bumps me up to level 4, which gives me my level 4 specialty card. Okay, round 5. Resource round. I discard this earthquake. 3, 4, 5. Okay, I get my resources, 15 gold, 2 building materials, 2 valuables. Need 1 more valuable. Okay. Flip over my movement points. Okay. This guy will go here on the windmill, get a valuable. Save that movement point in case I need to trade for anything. Actually, can I buy dragons? That's all I want. 22 gold, 1 valuable. 10. Got 10, 13, 14, 15, 16. I do not have enough. So we are going to go here. Trade. I need 1 of these. Maybe. There's no way you're getting 50 gold in a turn. Calm down. Okay, so if I am selling a valuable, I get 3 gold. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 gold. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 gold. No. Let me just pause the video and figure this out. Alright, I traded 3 of my valuables for more gold. And for the Mages Guild, I would need trade this for 3 more gold. Okay, so that leaves me with 1 valuable, 4 gold. That's gold dragons, that's a Mage Guild. And that gives me 2 gold, 3 building material. Nope, this is also the Mage Guild. That would be 2 gold valuable and a building material left over. Dendroids are 8. They hit heavy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not gonna do it. Alright, well, first I'll spend all that for the dragons. Add those to my team. I will then spend all of this to build the Mage Guild. And when built, search the spell deck twice. So I could get first search, Magic Arrow, or Implosion. I will take Implosion. And then again, I will search spell deck, view Earth. That's stupid for me right now. Remove obstacle. I should have went for the top of the discard pile. I guess I'll take remove obstacles. Alright, I am going to get rid of this as an expert level effect, which gives me 3 instantaneous spell power, and I will use remove obstacle as a spell power to cast Dimension Door at level 4 spell power. 1, 2, 3, I will land there, visit that, level up to level 5. My abilities that I get to choose from are Estates or Necromancy. I am not a Necromancer, so I can't use it, so Estates it is. And just in case you were wondering, this is a faction-specific symbol, so I could not use Necromancy. Alright, now we will use a movement point to go here. Even though combat encounter is level 3, because it's a Necromancer tile, they still flee in terror. So I will choose the experience point. No. I will choose the artifact, actually. So I searched the artifact deck twice. Let's see what we got. Centaur's Axe, triple the attack dies outcome, or instant +1 attack. Well, why would you ever choose the secondary option when you can... Oh, well, I guess if you triple negative and stuff, yeah. You see a heavy axe embedded deeply in the ground. After several unsuccessful attempts by your army to remove it, you tightly grip the handle of the axe and effortlessly pull it free. Or Greater Knoll's Flail, instant +2 attack, or until the end of combat, this unit suffers -1 defense to a minimum of 0. Oh, that's not an or, that's part of the effect. Or +1 attack. A clumsy gnoll has killed himself with his own flail. Knowing your superior skill with this weapon, you confidently remove the spectacular flail from the fallen creature. I'm taking the gnoll's flail. Alright, and movement. Gonna go... Oh, that's visited. We are gonna go here as a movement, and that is gonna allow me to search the spell deck for Fortune. Magic Arrow. I will take Magic Arrow. And for my last movement point, I will go here and discover this tile, which is going to be a dead end. Let's do that, like that. Alright. Not a terrible turn there, I don't think. But that was round 5. Actually, before I truly end round 5, because I would have to discard this on my next turn, and I only used one of my 2 available expert effects, I will use this as an instant expert, gaining 6 gold right away. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I will be able to buy my Dendroids next round. Okay, anyway, we go to round 6, which... Astrologers proclaim Week of the Terrible Plague. All players flip one of their units from pack to the few side if possible. I don't have any of that, so take that, Plague. Flip over my movement points. Do I want to redraw anything? Nah, we'll keep it. Okay. Movement point from this person is going to go here. Then again, we'll go here. Primary hero is going to go here. They flee in terror because they are only level 4 and I am 5. So I flag that mine. Valuables income goes up by 1 and I gain the income right away. And we will do... We'll do a movement point here and go to this mine. It is level 6. So that is going to be 3 gold tier units, 2 silver tier units. Okay, let me set up my forces here. Do this. My unicorns there. Those there. And because this was a new round, those were flipped back, which I will spend immediately. 3, 4, 5. This is a 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Okay, 8 coins. Just to bring in some dendroids. For the sake of some heavy hitters. They're slow, but they can do some damage. 3 gold tier and 2 silver. Yikes. Okay. Champions. Trolls. Diamond golems. Magi. And dendroids. Okay. We are going to do those are spells. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to cast this with instant effect here, 1, 2, expert effect. This is the first of 2 that I can do. That puts it up to 4. Discard magic arrow, which puts it up to 5. We'll do 6 immediate damage to the trolls. Okay, so that's implosion. Then I will give my dragons the Knoll's Flail, where they have -1 defense till the end of combat, but they get +2 attack as an instant. So let's move my dragons here, and they are going to attack the champions, because that's 10. Yeah, they are next. Gotta let my dog in. Okay, so first attack is 5, 6, 7, 6. Against defensive 2 is going to be 5 damage to them. And the second part of the attack is going to carry over at -1. So 1 against defensive 0. That does 1. Champions are going to retaliate. -1. So 3 against defensive 2. They do 1 damage. That's an activation. It's retaliation. Knoll's Flail is active as an ongoing minus defense. The +2 attack is done. So 8. I've got a 7, a 7, a 3. Okay, champions are going to attack the gold dragons at +1. So 5 against defensive 2 is going to be 3 damage. Retaliate. 5 back, 3 more. Dead. Oh, roll 2 attack die and apply both outcomes. Ugh. 0. Okay. And reroll this unit's -1 outcome. So 0. The dragon would have had 1 more, because I believe it subtracted 1. So anyway, the dragon responded with a retaliation that killed him. My unicorns both up next, so 7 will do. This one will attack the trolls. 5 against defensive 0 kills them. Those trolls are done. Okay, 7 still first. These unicorns will attack the diamond golems at +1. 6, 4 damage. However, the diamond golems also paralyzed thanks to these unicorns. Magi are going to shoot the dendroids. 2 against defensive 2, nothing. Activated. diamond golems. Instead of activating, they get rid of that token. My dendroids are going to go first and attack those dendroids. Enemy units that start activation can't move. 4, so 2 damage to them. And they have an attack of 3 back to retaliate. Against defense of 2, they do 1. Okay, now they activate and attack my dendroids. Again, doing 1. I retaliate. At 3, I also do 1. Okay, I will spend my last movement point, which will start a new round. And my dragons are going to go there to get that breath attack first on the diamond golems. +1, so 6. They do 4 damage. That's enough to kill the diamond golems. And then we will roll 2. Against defensive 2 is nothing on the dendroids from the fire breath. Unicorns. We will attack the magi at +1. So 6 against defensive 0 is dead magi. My unicorns here will attack dendroids at +1. 6, 5, 4. That is going to be enough to kill them. All right. That is going to be an experience point. A flagged mine. Income goes up. Sorry, buddy, didn't mean to step on you there. And I get the income right away. 3, 4, 5. I'm glad I bought those dendroids. Don't believe I would have been able to beat that battle had I not had them. Ran out of movement points. Got a little overconfident in my stomping around collecting everything. Anyway, that is that round. Keep forgetting about my first aid tent. Anyway, round 7. Necromancer reinforcements. Today you are supposed to meet with your partner in this operation. You are rushing to the rendezvous point, but roaming through enemy territory is no picnic. When you finally get there, it is long after dark. Tired and late, you slip into a tent. You can rest while talking. After hours of sharing information, Jem bursts with anger. I received a message from Elthric today. He said it had been decades since Sandro was his apprentice. He also said Sandro ran away and became a necromancer, she shouts, pacing back and forth. This name also came up during interrogation, said Scalu calmly. There were more ill tidings. Ethric said Sandro might be trying to construct a powerful artifact from all the artifacts I gathered for him. I was so furious I screamed. I can imagine, Gelu thinks to himself. None of my troops came near me for an hour. I must pass these findings to the Council of Elders. Suddenly, you hear a rustling and spot a shadowy silhouette on the tent wall. Almost instinctively, you exchange glances to coordinate your actions and attack the figure. It turns out to be a vampire. With just a few magic words, Jem illuminates the area, forcing several gloomy figures to wince and cover their eyes. More vampires. Apparently, your encampment was raided by a small vanguard of these creatures, and some young recruits must have fallen victims to their fangs. Your experience, killer instincts, and cooperation make this fight an amazingly quick one. Maybe that is because there were so few of them, or maybe it's because your resistance surprised them. On the other hand, this also means that you had lost the element of surprise, as whoever sent them must have been aware of your presence in Dea. Sandro might have built some powerful artifact from all the artifacts he gathered. You start thinking aloud. I wonder if the dead Avlee lords stumbled across the plan. Which, now that that story was resolved, I forgot that I had to make a choice last time that I won that battle. I'll gain a negative morale token, which would have negated that positive morale token that I never used anyway. Because my other option would be lose a movement and gain positive morale, which, if I lost that movement, I would not be where I am now, so I have to choose that to keep the game going. Anyway, choose one. If you have reinforced silver, flip it to the few side. If you have a bronze, discard it. If none of these conditions above apply, ignore this effect. Then discover both Necropolis Far map tiles. I already discovered one, so I'll discover this one, which I will have to leave like that because I don't know what those pathways are. Okay, resource round beginning. And this hero is actually Galfran. Got my income, 20 gold, 2 building materials, 3 valuables. Refreshing my movement points. And now... Oh, that's bad. Okay. Well, we will... Oh, wait, I gotta draw cards. I will discard this first aid. No, I won't. I will shuffle and draw. No, first off, I had Arms of Legion and Knowledge, so I can get 3 more cards. Implosion, Dimension Door, and Logistics. Okay. 1, 2. Reduce the recruitment and reinforcement cost of a unit by 5 gold to a minimum of 0. So reinforcing my dragons would actually cost me only 25. 23, 4, 5. I could do that. Yeah, I am going to do that. I will use this to reduce the reinforcement cost of 5 of my gold dragons. 23, 25, and 2 valuable tokens. Get 1 back. That's another 3. To put these up to a pack, I will use an expert level effect of Logistics to give myself an extra movement point this turn. I will cast Dimension Door at standard power, but use Knowledge to put it back into my hand. So I get to go 1 space, which I will go there, which there's nothing to resolve there. Then I will move here with my extra movement point. Then I will go here, which Mystic Fountain is level 4, and I'm level 5, so they flee in terror. Look at the top 3 cards of your discard pile and put 1 of them back into your hand. I will do Logistics and use my second expert level ability to give myself another movement point, which this is visited. I will go here then, and then can I attack that? I want it. Alright, I can. However, let's use a movement point to go here. Resource die. 2 valuables. Give myself a 3 and exchange a 1. We'll go here. Is that all? You both arrive at one of the Necromancer castles. It looks abandoned, in haste, not long ago. You think they are so afraid of us? Wonders Jem. Doubt it, replies Gelu, carefully eyeing the surroundings. Even if they were aware of our movements, they should not be able to pinpoint our exact arrival. They ran from something else. You ransack the castle, and after long and arduous search, in one of the fireplaces you find a half-burnt piece of paper. It is a map showing a path to Castle Crypthome. You continue to rummage through the keep, but fail to find any relevant information. To your surprise, an hour later, your elven scouts escort in some orc spies with a message for you. It is from a barbarian hero named Yogg. I met him once in Enroth, muses Jem upon hearing the news. He is with another barbarian named Craghack, adds the messenger. I've heard of Craghack too, she replies. Yogg and Craghack are upset with the necromancers, and Sandro especially, and the orc's voice becomes so low that both of you instinctively move closer. What? Crag collected artifacts for Sandro, which did combine into a powerful artifact? Take the prepared center map tile and add it to the map so that it is connected with at least one necropolis near map tile. When you enter the field with the Dragon Utopia, Castle Crypthome section will be read. Anyway, choose 1, plus 3 valuables, plus 10 gold, or search for the artifact deck. Ooh, I will... If I could search for 4 artifacts, choose 1. You know, tempting as that is, I'm going to do it. Alright, my options are Let's see here. Ambassador Sash. For every dwelling you have, draw one corresponding neutral unit card. You can recruit one of these units or re-roll a die. Orb of Inhibition. During this combat, all magic and specialty cards deal 0 damage and remove this card instead of discarding it. During this combat round, units cannot use their special abilities. Oh yeah, forgot. Flavor text. You help a peasant catch a mare. As gratitude, he hands you a sphere. When you grasp it, you feel the magical energy drain from your limbs. Or, you pause to help a diplomat with a broken axle fix his problem. In gratitude, he gives you a sash with the magical properties, which he says will help people see things your way. Also, Shield of the Dwarven Lords. Use this artifact to a die roll. While searching through the rubble of a collapsed mine, you free a group of trapped dwarves. Grateful, the leader gives you a finely crafted shield. Or, Inexhaustible Card of Lumber. Lame. Pausing to rest and light and cook a fire, you pull wood out of a nearby lumber cart. As you keep pulling wood from the cart, you notice its cargo does not shrink. You realize to your delight that this cart is enchanted, so you take it along. I am actually going to take the Ambassador's Sash. Alright, I will just flag that as visited. And then with my last movement point, I will go here and flag this mine, which immediately gives me a building material, and my income for building materials goes up by 1. This guy will just move 2 spaces, go down here. Secondary hero hasn't been too useful this round, or this act, or campaign map, or whatever you want to call it. Level. Now that is going to be my turn. So he's got 1, 2, 3. We'll say he moves there because I can't really, I don't know what's down there, but he's supposed to move toward me 3 spaces. So he could be in a blocked area, but that's not too important right now. Let's move to round 8A. Forgot to add the Dragon Utopia as instructed. Round 8. Astrologer's round. You know what? I forgot to get my bonus valuable so long ago. So I have 1 valuable from that leprechaun thing. Anyway, astrologers proclaim it week of the profuse growth. Until the next astrologer's round, your hand limit is increased by 1. Ooh. Okay, so my hand limit is now 7 for a bit. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hey, thanks, mana power. Okay, let's flip over the movement points. This guy has 2, so we will go 1, 2, and I believe that is another Mystic, yeah, same as that, so I can add 1 of these cards to my hand. I'll take Logistics, which, do I have anything to use at expert level? No, so I will use this as an expert level thing to give my main hero +1 movement. This is now visited. With my extra movement, I will discover this tile. Which, to keep it fair, so he could have legally moved there, do that. And, well, let's do this. Dimension door. 1, 2. Can make me warp 2 spaces away, which I will warp here. And I get the Witch's Hut, which would be a level 5 encounter. I am still level 5, so I've got to fight at 2 gold, 2 silver. Nagas, enchanters, vampires, Crusaders. Okay. The enchanters are ranged. They take the back row. 6, 8, 5. Let's begin. And okay, gold dragons are first with 16. Their primary attack is 6. +1, 7 against defense of 0. Equals some cooked vampires. Eeks. Okay, now they have a base attack of 3 for the second part of their breath attack. So 2 against defense of 1. 1 damage. That's fine. 6, 5, 5, 7. Okay, we will do... Unicorns will attack the Nagas at -1. 4 against defense of 1 is going to be 3 damage. And they are actually going to be paralyzed. My other unicorns are going to go here and attack the Crusaders at -1. 4 against defense of 2. 2 damage. And that's an activation from them. During any attack, roll 2 attack dice and resolve the higher outcome. So they are going to retaliate. No, because I asked online and the developer said a retaliation attack is not an attack. So I don't think the retaliation gets the bonus, because if the dragons don't get the bonus from a breath... No, this is different. This is primary attack. I'm just going to do it. So +1. 4. They do 3 damage to those unicorns as a retaliation. Okay. And I will use this as an instant to remove 2 damage from one of your units. Whoa, not 5. And then once during each combat round, remove 1 damage from your units. So I will do that from those. 5, 5. Okay, enchanters are going to attack the dendroids. Remove up to 2 damage from a friendly unit. Otherwise, enchanters gain +1. We will remove 2 damage from the Nagas. And attack the... that's an action they take. We will not do that. We'll give the Nagas 3. They're going to attack the dendroids. Since I'm controlling the neutral guys, I'm going to say they do the worst thing. Which would be healing the Nagas. So yeah, that's what we'll do. As an activation, they heal the Nagas. I think that's what that arrow is. Let me look. Activation. Resolve the effect the moment the unit activates. So it does both. So it does 4 against defense of 2. 2 damage to my dendroids. He's activated. Crusaders are going to attack the unicorns. So 3 against defense of 1. They do 2. Unicorns retaliate. At -1. 4 against defense of 2. 2 more damage. That's enough to kill them. That's a retaliation. Alright, dendroids. 1, 2, 3. Let's attack them Nagas, huh? Oh, they would have activated and got rid of their paralysis token. 4 against defense of 1. There's 3 damage. They are going to retaliate. 5, 4, 3. Oh, that kills my dendroids. Stupid. I was too eager to heal my unicorns, which were fine, that I lost my dendroids. And I will spend a movement point to keep the battle going. Gold dragons going to attack the enchanters. 5, 4 damage. That's enough to kill them. Activated. Unicorn's going to attack the Nagas again. 4, so 3 more damage. That's enough. Okay, that is a level up. So now I am level 6. And I get my level 6 ability into my hand. use this as an instant. Please don't go in the discard pile. To draw a card. There we go. And the Witch's Hut now. Get to look at the top card of the ability deck, which is Artillery. Well, I'll take it. Might as well. I actually should be here on my level, because when I did the other level 6, it would have put me... I would have been matched level at this fight, which would have put me here. So I'm 1 away from 7, because I forgot that the Necropolis fights are a level higher, and I did a level 6 one over at that mine when I was just level 5, so that would have been instead of just 1. Like that. Doesn't change too much, but it makes me not so forgetful. And I'm going to cheese the AI here a little bit. The enemy hero will always move toward my hero if I'm on the same tile as him. And I always make fun of this thing, but I'm going to use it to my advantage. First, we're going to go here to get a valuable. And then, once I waste precious minutes of your life of me fishing through a bag for a token, we will look at the Sanctuary. Heroes on this field cannot be attacked by other heroes. If the field is occupied by a hero, other heroes cannot enter that field, but can move through the field. So I will spend my last movement point to go to the Sanctuary. And this is going to be like this. And now I will read over the enemy AI rules. That is going to be the end of the round. However, AI movement. AI heroes have 3 movement points, which will they use to move across the map. You must do the following actions in order. Action number 1. Check if a player hero is on the same hex tile as the AI. They are on the same hex tile. If they are, spend all movement points moving toward them in an attempt to begin combat. They attempt, but can't, because I am in the Sanctuary. So that is all I needed. He moves towards me in an attempt to begin combat. Only if actions 1 and 2 were not possible would he move toward my town. Check if there are any mines or settlements to flag on the map tile that the AI hero is on. So there were not. That was step 2. Okay, repeat from step 1 until all movement points are used, so he will just go here as well, just to use all 3 of his movement points. I am in the Sanctuary! Now, you may ask, why, oh why, did I take the Sanctuary rather than engage in combat? Well, it's because round 9 is a resource round, and I want to be able to recruit and buy things and use my ambassador sash before I begin combat, because I believe there might be a way for me to get Azure tier units, which I could use in battle, and I would very happily do so. So let me just get the resources started. Flipping all my movement points. I will keep Implosion. I will get rid of Defense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is until next Astrologer's round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. I don't want Earthquake. Shouldn't have kept that. Alright. Provided I can get the resources this turn, I will be able to recruit Azure units as I am reading this. Diplomacy allows you to recruit a neutral unit. I do not have Diplomacy, but the Ambassador Satch is a temporary Diplomacy. To be able to do so, you must both have the Dwelling tier that is required to recruit units of that tier. Example, Tier 3 Dwelling for Azure units, and pay the recruitment cost given to recruit the neutral units card. I have a Tier 3 Dwelling, so I believe, according to this, for every dwelling you have, draw one of the corresponding neutral unit cards, because it is rules as written that Tier 3 buildings correspond with Azure. I think I can recruit Azure. Now, after all that explanation and stuff, I hope I can, because if I don't have the resources for it, I'll look pretty dumb. Using this as an expert effect, I will get +6 gold in addition to my resources for this turn. So I have that, and I will do the 6 extra gold. Okay. Now, let's move. This unit will go here, and I will get +3 gold. Then this unit will move here. The enemies will flee in terror. So I will search the spell deck twice. Well, search it once. 2 cards. Frenzy. This unit ignores the defense of the attacked unit. Or Slayer. When attacking a gold tier unit, roll the attack die and apply all the results except for -1. 6 times. Wow. I'll take Slayer. Alright, I will spend a movement point to go here, which was already visited. I will spend a movement point to go to the trading post, which I will have to do, because I already know what I want, and I need 45 gold and 2 valuables to do it. So, we've got 2 valuables, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. So we'll change that. I'm at 44. It's supposed to be a 1. At 44 gold. So then 45 and 2 gold back. And I'll just get rid of all this. So I will keep 2 gold, 2 valuables, and I will show you what I recruited. I mean, it's probably not going to be a surprise, but that was going to be my ambassador sash. Now, for every dwelling you have, draw 1 corresponding neutral unit card, and let me check silver as well before I do the full recruit action. But I paid for the one I wanted. I'll see what I can do here. And as the rest of my trade, I'll change all this in for 13 gold, which I will leave in the pile over there, and keep this. So I will recruit as my silver tier, Gorgons. Where's my army? Oh, they're still on the battlefield from last time. Anyway, that's going to be... I have room for 1 more unit, which was the big one that I paid for the first time, which I've pre-set up to be on the top of the deck. My army will have Azure Dragons. Yeah. Alright. Now I'm ready to fight computer. I mean, the AI, not computer. This is the board game, not the video game. Which I will spend my last movement point to go back to the center here. Alright, Soul Train, let's do this. Or Galthran, or whatever your name is. Why am I taking cubes off the board? Doesn't matter. Let me set up. He is going to initiate combat. Alright, we are set for battle. 16, 19. Azure Dragons are going to go. They do not have the breath attack of the Gold Dragons. So, Roscoe P. Coltrane is going to fight me here. That's gold tier. 1, 2. That'd be 2. Doesn't work. Does not work. Okay, Azure Dragons are going to go. With an attack of 8. If you roll a -1, the target gains paralyzed. +1. So 9, 7 damage, dead still. Perfect. These Azure Dragons, I believe, if I don't run out of time on this map, are going to be a key to my victory here. 16 for the Gnolls. The Gold Dragons, who I will use the Greater Gnolls Flail on. So their primary attack here is going to be +2. So 8. 7 against a defense of 1 is 6 damage. 4. Then 1 more negated, so 1 damage carries over. Now they have the -1 defense the rest of the match. And then the secondary attack toward the Liches is 3. 4 against defense of 1 is going to be 3 damage. That's an activation. Vampires are going to retaliate. 4, 5, so 2 damage to the Gold Dragons. And I'll play this. For this combat, double your first aid tense effect. I'm not going to waste it this time. Well, it's not really a waste. All these things can survive, I believe. Okay. 7. 7. My unicorns are going to go. We will do these unicorns here. Going to attack the zombies. 5. 4 against defensive 1 is going to be 3. Drops them to a few. Zombies retaliate. -1. 1 against defensive 1 is nothing. These unicorns are going to go. And that's 5 against that's 4 damage. They're dead. That's an activation. I definitely don't mind tearing up the enemy this way. Okay, 7. Liches are going to go. They're going to attack the Gorgons. At -1. 3 against defensive 2 is going to be 1 damage. Oh no. But their AI card adds 1 more, so they're at 2. Which I definitely didn't forget and just did. Okay, so that's an activation from the Liches. 6, that's a 5. So vampires are going to activate. They get +1 defense. They're going to need it against these dragons. 4 against defensive 3 is 1 more damage. Dragons are going to retaliate. No, they're not, because ignore retaliation attacks. So they retaliated and attacked. I'll use my first aid tent to remove 2 from the dragons. Your defense is still active. It's now my turn. 1, 2, 3. Gorgons will go there and activate. It's not a neutral army, it's a hero, so no movement points needed. New round. Azure Dragons. Gonna fly up here and attack. Had +1, 9. -1 is 8, so 2. That's 6 left, 1 defense. That's 5 left. That's enough to kill them. So there goes those. Those are not neutral there. That's activated. Gold Dragons. Gonna attack the vampires at -1. 5, 4, still enough. Done. Cleaning house with this army. I love it. Even with the dragons' lowered defense, they still would not have died. I've always got to forget something, huh? Anyway, I also took my 2 valuables for defeating that hero, and that is the end of that round. Round 10 is an astrologer's round, so I lose my hand size being 7. And astrologers proclaim it Week of the Annoying Lizard. Each player must shuffle all artifact and spell cards from their hand back into their deck and draw the same number of cards from the top of their deck of Might and Magic. Oh man, come on. So there goes those 3. And then shuffle back into the deck, right? Yeah. Okay, I'll shuffle. Alright, then draw that many back. Which I think I will keep these 3, 4, then I will draw 2. Man, no spells. Stupid. Okay, flip my movement points back. The goal is now the castle. I will 2 movement points. There's nothing to give me positive morale, I don't think. So I still don't think anything happens on an obelisk in this one because I have no description. So he will use his 2 movement points to go there. We will spend a movement point to go to the trading post, and I want to purchase a building material with a gold, then trade 3 building materials for a valuable, then spend a movement point to go to this tree, bury my 3 valuables, go up to level 7, which gives me Earth Magic, which is just like my Air Magic one, or Tactics. I'll take Earth Magic because I don't really need Tactics. And then with my last movement point, I will go back to the trading post. Okay, short round. You call him Dr. Jones, doll. Alright, round 11. What do I want to get rid of here? And defense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do 6, 7. And then as a start of my turn as an instant, I will use that to draw 2 cards. Earthquake and Knowledge. Now let's ride. This one will go here and here. Oh wait, it is also a resource round. I need my income. 24 and 3. Okay. Now I'm level 7, so this, they flee in terror. I get my that. Not that this is going to matter at all, but let's also go here, and they flee in terror. I will choose 2 treasure die, which is, I choose 1 result. I will choose the artifact. Speculum, no. Or ever-pouring vial of mercury. I'll just do the ever-pouring vial of mercury and remove it from the game and get 2 valuables right away. And then before I spend my last movement point to attack the last hero, I will probably buy some spells. Once per turn, 5 gold to search the spell deck twice. Well, here's a 20. It's going to be 10, 13, 14, 15. Earthquake or Mirth. I will take Mirth. And I keep saying search twice, but it's search 2, not search twice. Okay. Now, with my last movement point, I will go here. I think I called this castle Cryptomy when I first read it, but it's one word, it's Cryptome. So anyway, Castle Cryptome. Well hidden in abandoned buildings nearby, you are observing the castle. This time you are certain it is not deserted. Swarms of skeletons are going in and out, carrying boxes full of supplies. To express their displeasure with Sandro, the barbarians decided to invade Dea, but Yogg wants to know what is really going on, mutters Gelu, thinking out loud. Displeasure, how polite, giggles Jem. This is good timing for our own campaign. We are hitting Dea from the north while they are attacking from the west. The Erathians are going to have kittens when they hear about Yogg and Crag. I want to talk to Yogg. Where's that map? Asks Jem while rummaging through her bag. We need to first take Castle Cryptome to secure this part of Dea, but afterwards we'll ask Yogg and Crag to meet us at the place called... She pauses to unfold the map and track a path with her finger. Blagden. Then, she stops mid-sentence, as walls shatter and skeletons flood into the building. Behind the bony figures stand a pale necromancer surrounded by sinister-looking knights and accompanied by ethereal vestiges of long-dead dragons. Dead and equally deadly. The hair on Jem's skin tingles, and it rises as the necromancer summons her magical energies. The sheer power is immense. The troops are already engaged, so you both rush into the fight. One is calling for a barrage of arrows from his sharpshooters, while the other is tapping into the magical forces of nature. Alright, we are ready to go. And she has sorcery as a skill, and she has a special for this battle, as 2 of Sandro's skill cards are on the pack of skeletons, which get a free attack. So they're going to move forward and attack the unicorns at +1. So that's going to be 4 against defensive 1s, 3 damage to the unicorns. That's going to be an activation. Unicorns are going to retaliate at +1. So 6, 5 damage, so that'd be 2, and that's destroyed. We'll do 3 left, 1, 2 more, that's also destroyed. Okay, so the pack skeletons are like that. Unicorns retaliated. They are done. Azure dragons are going to go first now. Skeletons. Use a skill. +1 spell power and draw a card. The AI's army, if it is in. Okay. Draw a spell and cast it on the unit with the highest defense. So their spell is going to be in the AI army to increase this unit's statistics. +2 initiative to the Ghost Dragons, which will put them at 16, tied with my gold, so I'll still go first. That was from the Skeleton's free attack. Anyway, now it is the Azure Dragon's turn. 1, 2, 3. Before I attack, we are going to do this. Cast Implosion with the Earth Magic boost. And my expert, that's an expert effect. My second of 3 expert effects will give me +2 spell power, which will put this at 5. I will do an immediate 6 damage to the Ghost Dragons. And then I will cast my I will use my 3rd expert level effect. Instead of discarding that spell card, take it back into your hand during this combat round. Your spell limit is increased by 1. So that would be, we'll do another implosion here. It's an instant effect, 2 spell power. Then this would be 3 spell power. I can't get up to 5, so I can do 4 more damage, which I will do to the Liches. Okay, and then with artillery, I will do an instant damage to the Liches, dropping them down to few side. Okay, and Air Magic and Earthquake aren't going to do much for me this time. Azure Dragons attacking the Dread Knights. At -1, if you resolve a -1 on the attack die, the target is paralyzed. So, that's going to be 7, 6, 5 damage to them. No retaliation back to the Azure Dragons. It's an activation, 16 to 16. My Gold Dragons will go first. The first of their 2-part attack is going to be 6, 5 against a defense of 3. That's going to be 2 damage. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So 1 will carry over, but will probably be, negated from the defense of the few side. Okay, and then this is gone and this is gone. Alright, then the second part of the attack, the breath of 3, -1 is 2, so 1 damage to the Liches in the back. Activated, Ghost Dragons retaliate at 0, 6, -3. 3 damage to my Gold Dragons. That's retaliation from them. Alright. So now they're at 9. Be 10, 11 initiative. So I'm still... No, I'm not first. 7 is not higher than 11. Nor is it higher than 9. So Dread Knights are going to go. They are going to attack the Azure Dragons. No, they're not. Instead of activating, they do this, so they don't draw an AI card either. So that's done. Okay. Now, well, the Ghost Dragons would have been first. Use a skill. If it is not the first combat round, shuffle this card back into the AI deck. Well, it is the first combat round, so use a skill. +1 spell power and draw a card. Use a skill. Nothing more. Okay. Oh, +1 spell power and draw a card. Actually, cast a spell. At normal spell power, +1. I know it's supposed to be 1 spell per turn, but I believe that this overrides it. So it'd be a spell power of 2. Remove a paralysis effect from the selected unit. And remove up to 3 damage. Okay. Well, that stinks. So we'll drop this down to 2. And he is not paralyzed, so he will be able to activate on his turn and fight the Azure Dragons. Anyway, that is spell, skill, skill. These spells are used. Haste is done. Those are done. Okay, anyway. Now the Ghost Dragons are going to attack the Gold Dragons. 5. 2 more damage to them. Gold Dragons are going to retaliate. At 7, so 4 damage. Retaliated. Activated. Dread Knights, which would have been paralyzed but are not, are going to attack the Azure Dragons. If you resolve a 0 or a +1 on the attack die, increase this total attack value by another +1. -1. Haha. Okay, so 5. So 2 damage to my Azure Dragons, which are going to retaliate. Ah! Cast a spell at normal spell power. Haste. So it would be with the highest defense. 3, 2, that'd be them. Okay. Now the Azure Dragons are going to retaliate. 8, 6 damage. That'd be 5. 5 would drop them down to few, and they have a defense, so nothing carries over. Retaliated. Okay, skeletons have an initiative of 5. Finally, it's my turn to do something with my unicorns. I'll do these wounded corns up here, way up there, to fight the skeletons. 5 -1. It's going to be 4 against defensive 1, so 3 damage. It'll be 2 carrying over 1, which is negated by that. Activated. These unicorns are going to go here and attack the Dread Knights. They are paralyzed from those. -1. 4 against that. It's going to be 2 damage. They already retaliated, so those unicorns are done. And now my Gorgons. Nope, Liches. Liches have to activate. Casting a spell, which is Cure, and it is going to be with the highest defense. 3, 2, so heals them at 0 or 1 spell power, so 2. Okay, now he's out of cards, and I read online that when they run out of cards, it's like the player running out of cards. They no longer have any more to do for this battle, so there won't be any more AI cards to draw. Anyway, Liches are attacking the Gorgons. 0, so 3. They do 1 damage to the Gorgons. They are activated. Gorgons are going to go, and they are going to attack the skeletons at 0, 4, 3 damage. Skeletons are dead. Okay, new round. I don't need this sorcery card anymore. And just a second, there was a special rule about spells. If you were using Gem as your main hero, put 3 wounds on the chosen enemy unit. Oh, a free attack with that. So the unicorns would have been they get a free attack of 3. Okay. Which I will drop it down by 1 for that combat round. And then for the new combat round, I will heal my gold dragons. And then that is that. Okay, now it is a new round officially. Well, it was officially after I used my first aid tent. Azure Dragons are going to be first. They are going to attack the Dread Knights at -1, 7. So that's going to be 5 damage. That's enough to kill the Dread Knights. That's an activation. They are at 10, 11. Gold Dragons are still first. Gold Dragons are going to attack the Ghost Dragons. 6. Against defensive 3 is going to be 3. And the secondary part of the attack on the Liches is 3 against defensive 1. Going to be 2. Activation, Ghost Dragons retaliate. -1, 5. -3 is going to be 2 more damage to them. So that's 6. Okay, they are at initiative 11. They retaliated. Ghost dragons are going to attack. Haste is done. Gold dragons are going to attack, or ghost dragons are going to attack the gold dragons. Discard the enemy's morale token. I don't have any. Okay, 0. So 5. 2 more damage. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, gold dragons are going to retaliate. -1. 5. So 2 more. Just plinking away at these dragons here. I'll just exchange that. Retaliated. Activated. Alright. 1, 2. We will attack the liches. 5. -1 is 4. They're dead. Okay. Activated. I am still next because all that's left is the ghost dragons. So we will do... That's the last battle. Doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3. Unicorns. 5 -3 is 2 more. So 5, 6, 7. They're dead. Alright. That is the battle. Far from over. After the last of the enemy troops is dealt with, Jem rushes toward the enemy commander. Vitamina covers her face with her palm as if trying to shelter it from Jem's vengeful rage. Please, she starts, but an arrow from Gelu's bow shatters the word and her head. Immediately, the rest of her body turns to dust and falls to the ground. What? A golem, gasps Jem, with a mix of surprise and frustration. Then she crouches and starts shifting the leftover dirt from the golem. She must have already fled, sometime during the night. There's nobody left around here. With a furious kick, Gelu sends the skull high into the air. Don't worry, we'll get them, she finishes reassuringly. All of them, he adds through clenched teeth. When his anger finally subsides, he starts to move toward the now open castle cryptome. Fun fact that everybody by this point knows is Viggo Mortensen broke his toe when kicking the helmet in the Lord of the Rings franchise when he was supposedly following the hobbits and found out they were taken in the Two Towers. So yeah, that's what I imagined when Gelu kicked her skull, was Viggo Mortensen breaking his toe and getting a very authentic pain yell. There you go. That was the Rampart campaign. I believe next up is going to be Fortress. Did I do Fortress? No, Fortress is the swamp. Yeah, I'm going to do those next. Really excited for this month when they launch the rest, because Cove and Stronghold and Conflux are going to be coming to the game. Hopefully some more surprises. Factory is believed. I believe that's from Horn of the Abyss as well. I'm holding out for Forge. I would like it. Not many people would, because the heavy sci-fi influences in the fantasy setting are not a lot of people's forte when it comes to Heroes of Might and Magic. I want it for the sake of completion / more content, because this game is fun. But I hope you enjoyed the Rampart campaign, and I look forward to doing some more of this.